Hello, everybody. Welcome to another webinar with John Chow. And today I have a really special guest. His name is Tim Page. Tim is let me see here. Tim, are you there as well?
Yeah, I'm here. How's everybody
All
doing?
right, awesome. All right, now Tim Page is the conversion educator over at LeadPages at leadpages.net. He's an experienced marketer in all forms of media. Tim spends his day speaking to the most successful marketers across multiple industries, along with business owners looking to increase their marketing effort, just like you. Now, in his short time with LeadPages, Tim has already helped grow the customer base by 16,000 people and increase the list by another 10,000 leads. And in our webinar tonight, Tim is going to show us how he does all that and how it can apply, how you can apply to your business and increase your customer, get higher conversion. And please do stick around to the end of this webinar because I do believe Tim has a very special gift for every single one of you. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Tim, and he's going to take over, and I'm going to be taking some notes in the background. All right, Tim,
Awesome.
it's all yours.
I love it. Thanks, John. That was a really nice introduction, and it's a really big honor to be here and be here with all of you. So, a couple of things before I dive in. First off, I want to make sure everybody can hear me and can see my screen. You should see a screen that says "Lead Pages presents the four most important," and on and on. So, if you could do me a favor, if you can hear my voice and see my screen, just type your name and where you're from in the question box. I would just like to kind of say hello to everybody. And while I'm waiting for you guys to do that, again, to type your name and where you're from, I just want to say a few things. One is I take a lot of drinks of water. So, so if I get silent for a few seconds, just know I'm probably just taking a drink of water. Two is I am going to be seeing your questions, but I kind of get on a roll. So do me a favor, ask your questions anyway, but just know if I don't get to you right away, I probably will shortly. And three is I have a 6-month-old baby in the other room with my wife, and so he's loud and he loves to join webinars. So if you hear crying, just know it's most likely not me, but you never know. And last but not least, for these kind of opening, I guess opening statements, let me know if you lose my audio or if you lose my visual, because I have no way of knowing if that happens other than if John yells at me and says, "Tim, we can't hear you anymore." So Adam from Philadelphia, hello. Sergio, hey, how's it going? Colin from Vancouver, I love it. Andre in Vancouver, Ray in San Diego, I love it. Mike in Lexington, Andre in London, wow, I love it. We've got Romania, and I think it's Cornelius maybe. Ed in Richmond, hey, how's it going? Lisa in Toronto, wow, I love it. Mark in Israel, William in Maryland. I mean, we've got everybody here. This is awesome. We got Pete from Ohio, Leland from Florida, Flo from Romania, John in Sacramento. I love it. Bruce in San Diego. We got Morocco, Rosanna from Australia, Roger from Florida, and Tina from Brisbane. Wow. Okay. You guys are awesome. This is amazing. There are so many of you here. Thank you. B from Malaysia, Jamie from Florida, Mark from Mexico, Jillian from Singapore, Michael from Cape Town, Marie from Sweden, Marcelo from Brazil, Johnny from Australia. We got Lambros from Cyprus. We got Chris from UK, Mark from LA, Lorenzo from Washington, Tony from New York City. I love it. Awesome. Let's get this thing going. We got so many amazing people on this call, and this is going to be awesome. Bert from the Philippines. Awesome. So today's presentation is called The Four Most Important Web Pages in Your Online Business and How to Tweak Them to Skyrocket Business Growth in the Next 3 months by using an automated marketing tactic that you can implement in the next few days. And the impetus for this webinar, it really came from a longer journey that we've been on for some time at LeadPages. Back in the day, our co-founder and our whole team, we got together and we realized we were at a point in our business where we knew that we wanted to double our revenue. I know nobody on the call has ever wanted to double their revenue or anything, but we were trying to think of various ways that we could go about doing that. And so the first way we thought about of doubling our revenue was that we could double the amount of traffic that we got to our website. And after thinking about this for a while, we just decided it was something we really didn't want to do. It seemed kind of daunting, and we frankly didn't know how we would do it because we were already really SEO optimized. And we had done so much in terms of social media posting and posting to YouTube and just doing everything we could to optimize for traffic. And so we realized that doubling our traffic wasn't the most efficient way to double our revenue as a business. And so the next thing that came to mind was that we could double our revenue by doubling the conversion rate on our sales pages. And frankly, that was something else that just really didn't appeal to us. So once we write a sales letter or create a sales page, we have so much into it in terms of writing, recording, creating the sales page, working with the designer, all this stuff. And we just don't want to redo it more than once every 6 months or so. And so we certainly couldn't see a way that we could redo our sales page that would double the conversion rate there. It just didn't seem like the most efficient way of doubling our revenue. So the next thing we thought of was, what if we could double the percentage of people that came to our website that ended up getting on our email list? So we would effectively double the conversion rate on our opt-in pages. And the thought was that if everything else held steady on our website in terms of conversion rate and the value of each person on our email list, then if we could double our conversion rate on our opt-in page, then we'd be able to double our revenue that way. So what we did was we went about systematically doubling the conversion rate on every single landing page or opt-in page in our business. And the results from that experiment were incredible. So we doubled our revenue in the first month. And then what happened was we doubled again the next month. So we had a 4x increase. We doubled and then doubled again. And then the next month we doubled what we did the previous month, and we almost doubled again on the fourth month that we did this. So what we found was it's a lot easier to double your conversion rate for your opt-in pages than it is to double your traffic or double your sales conversion rates. So it was kind of this journey that inspired us to create this webinar. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So before we get in, I just want to thank everybody for coming. Obviously, like you heard, we have people from all over the world here. And so I know that it's early in the morning, over in Australia, and it's late at night in Europe. And in Africa, also kind of late at night. So, thanks to everybody for being here. And also, every time we do one of these, a whole bunch of Lead Pages customers show up. So thanks to all the Lead Pages customers that are here today. Also, although I know that automated webinars are all the rage these days, this is not an automated webinar. It's very much live. So you'll see, I don't know if you can see this, but it's Thursday, April 3rd here in New York State. And it is 6:08 p.m. So sometimes these are painfully live. People will be like, "Darn, Tim, you should have recorded it. It might have gone better." So we are going to have a great time, and I'm just really excited to be here. So what is this webinar going to do for you? Well, during the next bit of time that we have together, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step business plan that certainly could double your online business revenue during the next 12 months. So it definitely did for us, basically 3 months in a row, and then almost that fourth month. And I believe that what we did almost 4 months in a row, that you could do that at least once over the course of the next 6 months to a year. And so I'm going to be giving you an entire evergreen business plan. And this is going to be applicable to everybody here. Also, there is no informational tease. So it's not like I have some kind of ebook or course to sell you. It's not like I have a book of like 12 marketing secrets and I can only tell you like 6 of them and you've got to buy the other 6 or whatever. There's nothing like that going on in this webinar. I have no incentive to hold anything back. So if you do have questions, please ask them. And so I'm going to give you everything that I have and everything that I can during this time. So a few things, we're going to run for about an hour and a half, about 90 minutes, and John and I will be answering your questions, but just 2 things on your questions. The first thing is, we'll both be seeing all of your questions, and if we can, we'll use them to inform the rest of the presentation, but I've got so much content here, and I want to make sure that we get it all in. I'm actually genuinely worried about time, and I want to make sure that I get everything in because I looked at this before I was done making it. I was like, oh my God, there are so many slides. And so I want to make sure we get through it all. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a Q&A at the end. So we'll batch it all at the end. But if John or I see a question that one of us can answer, like if I can work your answer into the content that I'm going to be doing, then I'll try and do that. But otherwise, we'll get to it at the end. So please do type your questions in to help us out and make sure that John and I create something that is really personalized to you. And so I really want you to be engaged. My wife, she always says like I'm a dancing monkey. but I'm not a dancing monkey. I'm definitely here to educate, and my goal is, along with John, to change your life and change your business. So anyway, get out your notepad, start writing things down, but don't write down like, cute quotes or interesting sayings or fun facts that you want to tell at a cocktail party, right? Or at the next conference. Write down things that you're going to do, like actual things that you're going to do. And here's my best tip for this stuff. Take your calendar out and then mark down a time in the next 24 to 48 hours that you're going to implement the stuff you're going to learn today. Because most of this, in fact, probably all of this, you'll be able to implement right away. And, if you were really super motivated, the minute we got off this call, you'd be able to implement it. So, know that. And just by the way, you're seeing my name coming up as Clay Collins. I am Tim Paige, not Clay Collins. Just using his account. So that's how things go, right? And so we're going to be covering a ton of stuff really quickly. So fast that chances are, even if you can type 200 words a minute, you're not going to be able to keep up with typing notes. So I want you to be really present for this info and to this whole marketing plan that I'll be giving you. And so in order to free you up, John and I are recording this webinar. And at the end of the webinar, I'm going to tell you how to get a recording of it for free. So I'll tell you at the end, and that will free you up to only write down action items. So again, only write down things that you're actually going to do. You don't need to be frantically trying to write down everything that I'm saying or, taking screenshots or whatever. This will be recorded so you can reference this in the future, and we'll be handing that out at the end of the webinar. So John did a great job of introducing me, so I don't have to talk much about that, but I am the conversion educator at Lead Pages, which means my job is to do stuff like this, teach awesome people like you how to crush it in your business. I also host the podcast for Lead Pages called Conversion Cast. If you're at all into kind of the audio delivery of things, you should definitely check it out. I interview guests like AWeber, Moz, Kissmetrics, people from the biggest companies in the world, and ask them one thing, one marketing tactic that they've employed in their business and the data behind it. So it's really awesome. And last but not least, and most importantly, I'm a husband and a father, and those are the two things that motivate me the most to do the things that we're going to be talking about today. So that's a little bit about me, but with Lead Pages has a mission to take the latest and greatest of what's been tested and proven in marketing and create software that just does it for you. And I'm going to tell you some stats right now that are going to tell you that this webinar is really valuable. So our software right now is generating over 1 million leads per month. Okay? Just roll around in that figure for a minute. And I think we're a little bit past 16,000 customers right now. So we have, as far as I know, the largest data set about what's working right now in terms of conversion and lead generation. So we have multiple split tests happening across our platform, and that may or may not mean anything to you, but all we do is obsess about this stuff. We're not some small, tiny little two-person operation. We're a large company, and all we do is crunch data about this stuff. So everything I'm going to be showing you on this webinar is informed by a huge data set, close to 1 billion data points. So that's billion with a B. So this is not some theory I came up one day when I was, on the toilet or something. This is data-driven, reality. So this stuff really works. So how do you know if you're in the right place? Well, this might not be for everyone. In fact, there might be some people who will want to drop off at this point. So how do you know if you're in the right place? Well, you're in the right place if you've been meaning to update your sales pages, your landing pages, your webinar registration pages, the core pages in your business for a long time, but the task seems daunting and none of the tools out there seem to work, or they seem super complicated. So here's the deal. What we found is that in any given business, about 5% of the web pages generate 95% of the business results and the revenue. So we call that the 95-5 rule. And what we found is that as opposed to working on those 5% of pages that are going to create the 95% of the results in their business, most people spend all this time writing another blog post or spending more time on social media or engaging in a whole bunch of things that are fine on their own, but they're not focused on the big levers in their business. So you know you're in the right place if you've been meaning to update these really important pages in your business. So if you look at your sales page, your webinar registration page, your opt-in page, and you just think like, this is not me anymore, then you're in the right place. You're also in the right place if you have some website shame. So what I found is that a lot of people really love their business and they have this huge vision for the work that they want to do in the world and for this business that they're creating. But their website is just not on par with the vision that they have for their business and where they want to go. And so if you find that your vision for your business is really huge and your website almost betrays that vision that you have for your business, then you're in the right place. And last but not least, you're in the right place if all of this stuff is kind of new to you. It's funny, somebody just asked this question, what if I'm new to all this? So if all this marketing stuff is brand new to you, I'm going to give you a system of marketing that's going to work. If you're new or if you're experienced, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to break this down step by step from the ground level. This is going to be an entire system of marketing and a system of doing business. And so to address all of these issues and these problems, we've created something called the Lead Pages system. And there's a really good quote by W. Edwards Deming. He was a PhD statistician who was highly involved in the recovery and the repair of the Japanese economy after World War II. And W. Edwards Deming said 94% of all failure was the result of a system that had failed. So W. Edwards Deming said 94% of all failure was the result of a system that had failed. And extensive research has shown that about 98% of businesses are dead in the water within 5 to 6 years. And all of that is the result of a system that has failed. So a system of marketing or a system of doing business that has failed. And so what I'm proposing today with John and what we want to show you here is a different system. And this system relies on concentrating on 4 pages in your business and 4 pages only. Only 4 pages in your business. So know this, if you feel like it's too complicated to have a successful marketing system, if you feel like all of these big companies have these insane systems and it's impossible to compete on that level, know that today we're going to focus on 4 pages only. And that's going to double your revenue, or that's going to take you to the place where you want to go. And you know, we're going to not only look at the 4 pages as individual, we're going to look at them as a whole and how they fit into the overall system. This is really an alternative to the system that most people are using marketing their business. And John brought me here because he's using a lot of this system in his business, and he wants you to have the opportunity to do the same thing. So here we go. Let's dive right in. So the first page I want to talk about is a page we call the Resource Guide landing page, or the Resource Guide opt-in page. And so here's kind of the famous Resource Guide landing page, okay? I call this the page with the girl. And this is called the Resource Guide landing page because when somebody opts in on this page, they're sent a list of resources. All right, so right here it says, free report reveals the top 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. And so somebody enters their email, and it sends them this list of resources. So I can show you the list. This is what it looks like, okay? That's all it is. It's just a list of resources, okay? And what kills me is that this list of resources took about 15 minutes to create, to make it look nice like this, type up all the lists and all that. And this page, including the copy, took us about 5 minutes to make. So 20 minutes in total to make this whole kind of system part here. But yet, this page with the girl and this list of resources has gotten us more opt-ins and more consistent results in terms of conversions to an opt-in list than a page that we created to give away a free video course. So I'm sure that some of you on this webinar have spent a whole bunch of time creating a video course and found, you know, that it might have gotten you results, it might not have, but we spent literally an entire month creating a video course, and it was a good video course. And yet this page with the girl and this list of resources has gotten us more opt-ins, and it's grown our list more than that video course, okay? We also once spent 2 whole weeks creating an ebook. 2 whole weeks creating an ebook, and this little list of resources has gotten us a higher conversion rate. So there are some interesting things going on. One is the girl is looking at the opt-in box, right? You see she's looking at it. And we found that the subject on your page, if the subject on your page is looking at the main action you want them to take, then that increases conversions. The other thing is, and this is super interesting, but all things considered, both men and women respond really well to pages that have pictures of attractive women. But both men and women do not, interestingly enough, respond to pages with pictures of attractive men. So that's something to consider when you're looking at the images for your landing page. Okay, and so why is this the best landing page that we've ever created? So the first reason is that it doesn't require someone to process lots of information. So someone doesn't have to watch a 3-minute video or read an entire page of copy in order to figure out if they want to opt in on this page. All they have to do is figure out, do I want the 5 dirt cheap tools, right? Do I want the 5 dirt cheap tools, to create videos? That's the only thing that they have to figure out. So the second thing is that everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. Everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. Studies have shown that people would rather acquire a tool than acquire training because it's easier and more enjoyable to buy something that's going to solve your problems than it is to learn a new skill. Everyone wants to know what they need. Whenever a beginner starts something, they want to know, like, let's say you're starting yoga. What yoga class should I enroll in, right? What shoes should I buy? What mat do I need? People would rather acquire a tool than acquire a skill. So if you look at the top selling issues of magazines, you'll find that often it's the gear guide, right? So the outside buyer's guide, comic buyer's guide. I'm a nerd, so I love this, right? We got golf equipment buyer's guide, bicycling buyer's guide, minimalist shoe buying guide, sprinter RV buying guide, right? People believe that if they have the tools that the pros use, that then they'll perform like the pros. And so you can do something like this in any market. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples of some ways that you could do this for your market. And I'm sure that if you stick around, John and I would be more than happy to, at the end of the webinar, give you some ideas for maybe some lead magnet headlines. Okay, so we can do something like that. So, and again, this outperforms any kind of evergreen lead magnet we've ever given away. So this outperforms a free ebook or a free report because a lot of people are experiencing information overload and they just don't want something else to read that's long. They just want a list of resources that are going to help them that they can go buy and be done with it, right? Also, this outperforms video lead magnets because the perceived value of video has gone down due to the proliferation of launches and the lack of time. So not everybody wants to watch, a 15-minute video unless it's got John in it, right? Otherwise, people just don't want to watch a 15-minute video. Now, here's something really interesting. What a lot of people that are kind of new in their field, when they get into online business, what a lot of people tend to do is they offer, in exchange for an opt-in, a free coaching session. Hear this. A resource guide landing page outperforms opt-ins for free coaching sessions, which goes to show that greater value does not necessarily equal a higher conversion rate. And here's what I'm saying. I've literally given away an hour of my time to people who have opted in. Clay Collins, whose name you're seeing in the webinar thing there, who is one of the co-founders of Lead Pages, a multi-7-figure-a-year business, had given away an hour of his time to people who opted in. And we got a higher conversion rate on a page where we gave people the tools to use. All right? And this goes to show that the amount of time that you spend creating your lead magnet does not equal your conversion rate. If you're going to, start now taking notes, that's what you want to put down. The amount of time you spend creating your lead magnet does not equal your conversion rate. So don't think that you have to spend a whole bunch of time creating a lead magnet to get results. And so a few people have asked questions like, I have an e-commerce store. How is this going to work for me? I'm trying to sell my fiction books through Kindle. How can I implement this? I promise you, I will show you ways that this will apply to you. And in fact, if you remind me, at the end, I will walk you through specific pages and specific copy that will work for you. The Kindle person, oh man, I have some amazing ideas for you. Okay. And so somebody else asked, are you going to talk about double versus single opt-in? Yep, remind me, and I will talk about that for sure. Okay. And so again, this is just really important stuff. And the other reason, by the way, is that the time to benefit ratio is high, right? So the thing is, you could create one of these pages like this. You could literally do this tonight. Okay. You could be up and running in seriously 20 minutes. So you could have the list of resources done. And in fact, you wouldn't even have to make it look all fancy schmancy like this, right? You could literally type something up in Word and export it to a PDF, and you could have that up tonight. Okay. And so how do you create something like this for your market? Here's a couple of ideas. Let's say you're a real estate agent. Okay. You could do something like this. Resource guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. If you're a dentist, buyer's guide, the top 5 electric toothbrushes of this year, including the one that I use. All right. Life coach, the top 4 iPhone apps for increasing your productivity, including the one that I use every day. If you're a marketing agency, top 5 digital marketing tools for local businesses. Hint, the 3 best ones are free. And here's my favorite. Fitness experts. The only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home. Hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. And here's what I think is really special about this. When you tell people something counterintuitive like this, like that exercise equipment would weigh less than 5 pounds, it skyrockets your opt-in rate because it's counterintuitive that exercise equipment would weigh less than 5 pounds. Okay. So again, when you tell people that it's not what they expect it to be, that will really help them out. Okay. And so I want to show you how to create a page like this in Lead Pages because it's super simple. And actually, before I do that, let me show you what's crushing it right now. This is Jeff Walker's page. And so I don't know if you guys can see this video. John, can you guys see this video? It might be a little choppy because it's streaming over GoToWebinar.
It's working fine for me. It's kind of slow,
okay.
but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you could get the idea. This is just a really nice, smooth video. You see it. Okay. Everybody's saying that. Okay. Awesome. Great. So I'm glad that you can see it. So this is really awesome. And these pages are crushing it for us right now. So let me show you how you could make one of these for your business in Lead Pages. So let's go into the back end of Lead Pages. And so we're going to go to templates and opt-in pages. And this is awesome, by the way. So if you, let's say, for the people that are new or people that like aren't really familiar with marketing and what converts well and that kind of stuff, when you have Lead Pages, you can actually sort the pages by what converts best and just pick that. So if you check this box, now it's sorted. All of these pages are sorted by conversion rate. All right. So I love that, but I'm going to uncheck that because I know right where my page is. So let's do that video background page because that's awesome. And so you just select your industry. All right. And so anything you want to do in Lead Pages, like if anything you want to change, you just click it. So I'm clicking the logo here. Let's change the logo. Let's see. Actually, let's just get rid of the logo because we're just going to do this as a landing page. And so we can change this headline here. We'll take one from here. So let's do my favorite one. I like this one a lot. So we're going to grab this. I'll copy that. And you just paste it in here. All right. And actually, let's format that. So we'll put up here free report reveals, ... right? And then you could like italicize and underline it if you wanted to, or just underline, whatever you want. Click OK. And then here's this is awesome. So within Lead Pages, we basically integrate with any email provider that you could possibly have. So these are just the ones that we use in our business, but you could literally use any email provider with Lead Pages. So I'll go and use MailChimp for now. And you just pick whatever list you want to opt them into. And then it asks you for a thank you page. And so you can actually use Lead Pages to create a thank you page. I'm not going to do that right now. And then it also, all of our landing pages are also can be webinar registration pages, which is awesome. So we'll just click OK, and then we're going to give it a name. So let's call this John C. Opt-in for webinar, and I'll click Save. And so that took us like 2 minutes, right? And so now we've got this great looking video page, okay? And so basically, let me show you how we can publish it. So there's 4 different ways. One is, and actually I'll answer this question because I think it's going to help somebody. They said, is Lead Pages a software I download like a plugin? So no, Lead Pages is actually a web app. So it's right here on the web. And when your page is done, here's where I'm going to show you. Yes, you work in the internet, and so I'll show you where your page would go. So first off, Lead Pages, we actually host the website for you. So this is actually a link to that page that we just created. So if I highlight this and copy it, and I put it here, now that page that we just made, see, this is the exercise equipment one. This is literally a live page on the internet. All right, so this is already done. You don't have to do anything else. You could just link to it if you want to, or however you want to do it. But what I want to show you that's really awesome, obviously you can publish to WordPress. We have a WordPress plugin that lets you just publish these to WordPress in a few clicks. But let me show you how to do this on Facebook, because this is awesome, right? So Facebook, publishing these pages to Facebook is getting great conversions, and I'll show you how to do it in 4 clicks. So if you're not technically inclined, this is perfect for you. Ready? So 4 clicks. Here's click 1. Click 2, click 3, and click 4. And now this is going to redirect. And now this is a live Facebook tab. This is on a Facebook page, okay? And if you want to see one of these kind of live, what it looks like, it's facebook.com/conversioncast. This is the Facebook page for our podcast. And here you can see free guide. This is a tab, right? And when you click on this, it's going to open up the Facebook tab, and here it is. All right, this is a Lead Pages page. This is optimized for podcasts. All right, so that is awesome. You can see how easy that would be. You could do like this video page, or you could do the page with the girl, whatever you wanted to do. But you get that set up, and doing this is just really getting high conversions. And I definitely recommend that you do this as soon as you possibly can. And so why should you have a resource guide landing page up? There's a few reasons. First off, if you don't have an opt-in page up right now, this takes minutes to set up. It doesn't take a lot of time to create the copy. Like I mentioned, if you stick around to the end of the webinar, I will literally write the copy for you for that headline, right? It converts higher than long-form opt-in pages that require someone to read a lot of text and watch a video, again, because people don't have time. It converts really higher than anything we've ever seen, and you can create the bribe in less than an hour with Microsoft Word saved to a PDF. If you already have an opt-in page, or you have a sidebar opt-in or an opt-in box in your header or whatever, I guarantee you, this will outperform whatever you're doing right now. And you can set this up in minutes. It takes very, very little time. All right, and so some results from some of our customers. Eric D said, your software got an 8x improvement over the basic homepage and a 3x improvement over the previous opt-in. P.S. I'm barely even using all the features. No social proof, weak offer, etc. Brian Schickhow said, Lead Pages took my opt-in rate from 8.6 to 23% in a single day. I love that. Juan Martitsky from Mind Valley Hispano, which is an awesome site, said these are giving me 3x to 4x conversions against the one I was using before. A couple of tweaks, and my biz will make at least twice the money I was making. Can't tell you how grateful I am for the service that you've created. And then Tara Me said, I've been using this for a little over a month now, and I noticed today it's accounting for 71% of my new list subscribers. Wow. So these resource guide lead magnets absolutely crush it. So the second page we're going to talk about is a lesson page. So what happens is somebody opts in on a page like this, right? The page with the girl, or the video landing page, whatever you want. And on day 0, they get this guide, okay? Whatever your resource guide is, they get this right on day 0. And you can either send this to go out through your autoresponder, or really quick, I can show you how to set it up so that your lead magnet comes right through Lead Pages. So you don't even have to worry about messing with your autoresponder for the lead magnet. You see this right here, this button. It says off. You check that on, and then you select the lead magnet that you want to send. And then when somebody opts in, it automatically sends them that lead magnet, okay? So again, super easy, super simple. But anyway, So you set up the page like this, and then day 0 they get this resource guide. And then what you do is you set up in your autoresponder, whether it's Aweber or Mailchimp or Infusionsoft or whatever you're using, you set it up so that it sends out these emails every 3 days. So day 3 they get email number 1 and it sends somebody to this lesson page. Day 6 they get another one. Day 9 they get another one, and day 12 they get another one here. And so this campaign that I'm about to talk to you about, this kind of automated sequence, is bringing us at Lead Pages in about $10,000 per day. Okay, I'm not kidding. I said $10,000 per day. And I literally, we don't have to do anything for this. We set it up once and it runs on autopilot. And so the reason you should set this up first in your business is because if you set this up first, it means that even if you have a week where you want to go on vacation or a month where you want to go on vacation, you can leave, and this sequence takes care of marketing for you. It ensures that you make money even when there's not a launch, even when there's not a webinar, or there's some hoopla and the cart's closing and there's some special deal and you've got to hustle up a promotion or something. You don't have to do that if you have some sort of pre-programmed series in place. It's really amazing. So again, somebody opts in on that resource guide that I've been telling you about, that resource guide landing page, and then or you could do like the video background or whatever you want to do, and then right away they get this report. And then day 3 they get an email, day 6 they get an email, day 9 they get an email, day 12 they get an email, and on and on. And I recommend that you do at least 6 of these. So you want to have at least 6 of these that can go out. And so let me show you kind of how we've done this in our own business. So I'm going to pull up a couple of these pages. So here's 1 and 2, and we're going to do 3. Come on now. All right. So here's how we've set this up for one part of our business. And so, so what happens is, again, they opt in right away. They get this, and then day 3 they get an email that sends them to a lesson page like this. And you can see this is part 1, this is part 2. So this would come out on day 6. Part 3 would come out on day 9. Okay. And there are a number of things happening with this page that really makes it work really well. So the first thing is it's telling people how many parts there are to this automated sequence. All right. And so it says part 1 of 6. So when people get this automated series of email from you that go out, they're not like, oh my God, this guy or this girl is going to be emailing me forever. They know that there are 6 emails. They know the deal. There's no confusion, and they don't get the sense that you're just going to be going nuts with their inbox, right? They know you have this arrangement. There are 6 emails, and they're going to get them. The second thing that's going on with this page is that it has this progress bar. Human psychology does not like things that are incomplete. And so when you give people a progress bar, they tend to want to complete it. So when you have this kind of progress bar in place, and they're getting one of these every 3 days, it keeps people opening your emails. It keeps people consuming your content because they want to complete the course. So it's a cool psychology hack. You probably found that on your computer when you're waiting for something to happen, when it's got that little progress bar, you're much more likely to stick around and do whatever it is that you're waiting for rather than to leave, because you get a sense for how long you're going to need to wait. And it's the same thing with these courses. So another thing that's going on with these pages that gets people to consume the content is it has these share buttons on the side. And so what happens is somebody, let's say somebody hits like on Facebook. All right. So if they hit like on Facebook, instead of, let's say they're on video, part 3, and they hit like, it shows them on Facebook as liking this page with the girl. And so that does 2 things for you. One is the person that, let's say their friend doesn't come in on part 3 of the course. They come in on part 1 because they had to opt in to get in. And 2 is this builds your list so that way people are actually, joining your list and seeing the whole, seeing the kind of the whole course instead of just part 1. So they get onto your list and they see the whole course. All right. And so the other cool thing is down here, there are these Facebook comments, right? So let's say somebody's on video part 3 and they leave a comment on video 3. Instead of just being a comment on video 3, you see this is Derek, right? So if we go to video 2, you see the same comment, Derek, and then video 1, See the same comment. So leaving a comment on any one of these pages will also leave it on the other ones, and it shows on their Facebook as commenting on this page. So again, it builds your list, and people go through all of your content, right? And so what I do in these videos, or in this case, what Clay does, is he shares maybe 3 minutes of some sort of valuable tip. And then he tells people something extra they get if they had our product. So he gives 100% value for about 3 minutes, and then he spends about 1 minute telling them something extra they get if they had the course. So let's examine how you would do this in your business. Let's say you were a health coach. Okay, let's say you're a health coach. You might spend the first 3 minutes talking about your 3 favorite superfoods. Right, minus quinoa. But so you talk about how they give you more energy, why you like them, what's so great about the superfoods, and in the 4th minute, you encourage people to get your product, which explains maybe 3 more superfoods that they might like, and explain to them that you'll create a customized health plan just for them that they and their family can use to have more energy. So it's 3 minutes just delivering solid value that stands on its own, and the last minute you tell people something extra they get if they buy your product. So that's what we do here, and then obviously they can buy down at the bottom there. So here's something really interesting. This was last month's highest grossing webpage for us. Second highest grossing webpage. And so why wasn't it the highest? Because the highest was our sales page. Okay. And so the interesting thing is this will actually be most likely this month's highest or second highest grossing webpage for us, again, because it doesn't rely on the one-time promotions, right? It's all evergreen. It happens every day, day in and day out. And so, we've settled kind of on these emails going out every 3 days based on a whole lot of testing. But here's how this works. And why this works. So after somebody opts in, they get one of these lessons every 3 days. And so we recommend to do that for like 6 weeks. And this is where the money is made. It's been said that the fortune is in the follow-up, and that's really true. This means that you don't just make money when you launch. You don't just make money when you do a webinar or some special promotion. Like, John, I'm sure that you've found that the most taxing thing in marketing is coming up with special offers and promotions, right?
Yeah, I spent so much time trying to figure that out. It's a little
right. It takes so much time, right? And the problem is when people do this over and over and over, like, unfortunately, we've all seen the demise of Groupon, right? Like, you can only sell $60 of sushi for $30 for so long, and then after a while, people come to you looking for value. Otherwise, they're constantly looking for like the crazy hook, right? Like, everybody's like, they come to you, go, hey, I missed it. When are you doing that promotion, right? And then they don't buy because they're looking for the sale, right? They don't buy when you are, selling for the regular price. And so it dilutes your audience. So the truth is, in order to scale and grow in business, you have to have an evergreen process. If you only do a special sale a few times a year, no matter how good you get in business, you can only grow based on the special. So in order to grow your business, you need a sales process that's always working, that you can scale over time. All right. So here's how you set this up. Every 3 days, this is from the very beginning. If you don't have anything like this set up, here's how you do it. All right. Every 3 days, create a video blog post right on your blog where you post this the first time to your blog. And you email everybody on your entire list. Email everyone the first time you post it to your blog. But then, after you've posted it to your blog, take that same video, add it to one of these pages that's optimized for getting sales, and then add that to your autoresponder sequence. All right? And so the first time you post it to your blog and email your list, but after that, people only get it as part of your automated follow-up sequence in your autoresponder. It happens every 3 days. And so I want to show you how to create a page like this in Lead Pages so you can see how simple it is. All right, so we're going to go to Other, and it's called a Video Lesson Page for Autoresponder Follow-Up. And I'll show you how to do this. It's super simple. So you can change your logo here. I uploaded one today that I want to use. We got some great faces in here. I love it. let's use, this is the one I wanted to use. So we're gonna do this like we're talking to realtors. So what you could do is like free real estate buying course, right? Or hang on a second. Let's see. We had so we had a sci-fi fiction book, right, through Kindle. So let's say for like a course, you could do like um you could do like free sci-fi readers course, right? I mean, I don't know what that would be. I don't do a lot of sci-fi reading, but you could like, you could teach people on the basics of, the or where to find like the best science fiction books, or I don't know, something like that. But let's do free real estate buying course because it makes sense with what we're doing. And then what happens is with this kind of progress bar, people would think it'd be a pain in the butt, like you have to upload a bunch of different pictures of the progress bar and then get it set up. All you need to do is you click on the number of courses here and change it. So let's say you've got 10 parts. The bar changes for you, okay? So you don't have to worry about any kind of crazy coding. So you could do like 2, right? And that would make it 50%. So let's go with 6, all right? So 16.7% completed. And then I'm going to grab a video to put in here. By the way, here's a really nice tip for anybody. If you want to copy and embed code, instead of having to go into YouTube, you just right-click, copy embed code. I never knew that. Somebody taught me that. I was like, this is awesome. Saves so much time. So you just click paste. And then you do, you have to change the dimensions. It tells you right here what they need to be. So 338. Click OK. And then this button here, so if you were doing a free real estate buying course, you could change this to say, click here to schedule a home viewing now. And then you could link this to your scheduler or your calendar. So somebody could schedule a home viewing, right? And so very, very, very easy. All right. Very, very, very easy. And then, so the other thing you could do is like, let's say if you were going to sell your science fiction book, click here for your copy of the book. All right. And then you could link to your Kindle sales page, or you could link to your cart or whatever you wanted to do. All right. So we're going to do that real estate one. Click here to schedule a home viewing. I do it every time. Viewing now. All right. And then we do that. And then we just need to save the page. So we're going to call it John C. Lesson page. We'll save it. And this allows you to track your conversion so you can set a goal and see how it's going. Right. So we're going to do not for now. Click save. Wait for it to save. All right. It's now saved. So again, if you want to use this, you could do, so publish. You could simply link to this page. And somebody said like, I want to make sure that it uses, like my domain. All you would do is point your domain to this. And I'll actually show you how to do that. So first off, we could just click view page. And now this is a live page on the internet, all set to go, right? But let's say there's a lot of WordPress users. So let's go ahead and show you how to do it in WordPress. So I'm going to go to my podcast website. All right, conversioncast.com. I'm going to go ahead and log into the back end. And here's how you do this. So we've got you'll install the Lead Pages plugin, and you never have to worry about it again. All you do is you click Add New. And this is the one we just set up. The newest page will display first. So John C. Lesson page, right? And now you give it the URL. So let's say we want to call it, let's call it John Lesson. Okay. Publish. And now this is a live page. conversioncast.com/John Lesson. And here it is. Okay. So it's awesome. It makes it super simple to publish, very easy to WordPress. And so these lesson pages are really, really crushing it. So a couple of quick testimonials. Nick Rogue says, this isn't a landing page per se, but it is using Lead Pages. And I have had a video training course in my funnel for a while. When I saw how clean the Lead Pages version was, I had to upgrade to using those pages. they just look much better, and they have been converting better too. And then Rodney Doubt says the results are back from the split test, and this page outperformed the original page by 26%. It went from 31.99 to 40.44%. Google Analytics says the probability your page will continue to outperform the original is 99.1%. I love it. All right, so again, you set it up first so that we've got the resource guide landing page. They immediately get sent the resource guide, and then day 3 they get the first email, day 6 they get the next one, day 9 they get the next one, and on and on and on. All right, so this will make you money around the clock. So page number 3 is the webinar registration page. Okay, and with the webinar registration page, I'm going to recommend that you get this in place after you have an autoresponder in place. Now, I know it's easy to want to do these event-based things like webinars and stuff, but I would encourage you to get an autoresponder in place first. But after you've done that, set up a webinar and just do your first one. And the reason you should do webinars, the number one reason is not what you think. The number one reason to do webinars is not to get more sales. It doesn't even matter if people don't show up. Well, it kind of does, but in the short term, it doesn't matter if you never make one sale off a webinar. And if no one shows up, you should still do webinars, because webinars will grow your list faster than just about anything. All right? And let me kind of prove this to you. I'm going to go into lead pages, and I'm going to prove to you right now why webinars are so important. Okay? Somebody asked if Entreport or Office Autopilot is supported. Yes, it is. All right. So I'm going to show you. This is all templates. I'm going to sort by conversion rate. And let's take a look at the pages. These are now sorted by conversion rate. Let's see which ones are webinar registration page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of the top 12 pages sorted by conversion rates are webinar registration pages. So you don't have to believe me. You don't have to trust me. But you just saw it in hard data that webinar registration pages are going to build your list faster than just about anything. All right. And so webinars are a great way to grow your customer base. All right. They're a great way to get quality traffic. You can address your customers' needs, focus on what people really want, deliver great value. Webinars have grown our business so much, and you'll find that if you observe the best-selling software companies, the best-selling coaches, the best-selling information product marketers, the best-selling mediapreneurs are all doing webinars. You'd be hard-pressed to find a best-selling internet entrepreneur who's crushing it, who's not doing webinars. And actually, you'd be hard-pressed to find one who's not doing webinars with lead pages, honestly. But they're really, in a lot of ways, an all-in-one magic bullet for your business. So webinars provide quality traffic. There are people who want to spend time with you that are looking to learn from you. They provide incredibly high conversion. All right? So I talked to a guy the other day who was getting between 30 to 40% average sales conversion rate on his webinars. And the crazy thing is that's not even an unheard of number. So they're great for doing partnerships. If you're new to an industry, what a great way to break into an industry. Co-host a webinar with them, right? And then you get a nice into that industry. They provide product creation. Oh man, if you have writer's block, what a great way to get over it, right? All you have to do is schedule a time to do a webinar, write it down, invite people to it, and you have to show up and deliver. You can't procrastinate. You can't release it one day late. You have to show up. You have to do it live. So webinars are absolutely fantastic. So let me show you the elements of the best converting webinar. We're gonna use one that that's getting somewhere in the range of 60 to 70%. This is my favorite one. So this is getting a 60 to 70% conversion. All right, it's crushing it. And so the reason why this page does so well is a few reasons. Okay, so the first thing is it has this countdown timer right here. Okay, and so sometimes a date, right, like April 7th, 2014 seems like an abstract concept. Like I have no idea what today's date is, right? But if you tell me 2 days, 6 hours, 35 minutes, and 18 seconds, I know what that is, right? It's clear to me what that is, All right. I often say that if I had a bar, right, I'd have a countdown timer that pointed down towards, it'd point at the street and it would count down towards until when the bar opened. And then when the bar opened, that same timer would count down until happy hour. And then it would count down until happy hour was over. And then it would count down until last call. And then it would count down until the bar closed. And then when the bar closed, it would count down until the bar opened again. And unfortunately, I'd probably turn a lot of people into alcoholics that way. But this countdown timer is super important. Another thing that's really cool about this page is it has built into it this kind of mind map. And the cool thing about the mind map is that it's blurred out. And so, people can see the mind map, but they can't read what it says. So it drives curiosity and they will opt in just to get the mind map. All right. Another thing that makes it convert so well is it has this two-step opt-in process. And what that means is step one is to click here and step two is to opt in. And so the reason why the two-step opt-in works so well is because whenever somebody goes to a page, they make a determination about whether it's a giving page or whether it's a taking page. And we found that when you only give people the opt-in box when they ask for it by clicking here, when you only do that, it appears to be more of the giving page. So you're not asking people to opt in until they ask you to ask them to opt in. So we're seeing on average an increase in conversion rate of about 30% on pages where the opt-in box isn't directly on the page. Because if the opt-in box were like right here, somebody could come to the page, they could scroll around, and then they could leave. But the instant somebody clicks on this, they have to make a decision on whether or not they want to opt in. All right? And so this is kind of called behavioral inertia, right? So if you can get someone to commit at a low level, like clicking here, the likelihood that they're going to commit at a higher level by opting in increases. So if there's any salespeople on the call, salespeople have been doing this for years with something called a yes ladder. So salespeople have found if you get someone to say yes a bunch of times in a row, then when they ask you to buy, you'll say yes because you're kind of in this pattern of compliance. And again, in case you're not convinced, let's go back to all templates and sort by conversion rate and see which ones are two-step opt-ins. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 of the top 13 converting pages sorted by conversion rate are two-step opt-ins. Okay, so seriously, these two-step opt-ins absolutely work amazingly well. And so let me show you how to create this page. You can see how easy it is to do. So you can change the image here really easily. There's a picture of me. That one is too small, so I want one that's a little bigger. There we go. There's a picture of me. Little older picture of me. I look like a baby in that picture. And then you can change my name, right? So we could go Tim Paige, and then we could change the other presenter. So you could have like a co-host. You could be like Kanye West, right? Or if you wanted to have just kind of like a solo webinar, if you didn't have a co-host, you could just all you do is you go to host 2, right? Host 2. Not host 2 name. You just go to host 2, and then you click hidden. And now this is just me, all right? I'm hanging out. And then you can change the name. So you could do like Facebook marketing. Or you could do like science, sci-fi fans webinar, right? Or whatever you want to do, right? Or you could do like, let's say you're in e-commerce, you could do trolling motor maintenance or whatever you want to do. Let's call it Facebook marketing because it looks good. I really like that. And then you can change the colors. So let's say, this doesn't match your brand. You could change it to, I don't know, black, right? Whatever you want to do. And then you set up your integration by going to opt-in form integration. And again, we integrate with pretty much every email provider. All right. These are just the ones that we use in our business. So I'm going to go with MailChimp for now. And then you pick the list that you want. And then you integrate it with GoToWebinar here, and you just pick the webinar that you're using. So I'll click customize this form. You can do the different form fields. So if you wanted to collect first name, last name, if you wanted to do phone number, whatever, you just got to set it up in your provider, right? And so I'm going to uncheck first name, and we click OK. All right. And then I'm going to give this a name. So we'll call it John C. Webinar Reg. Or this is not. Yeah, Webinar Reg. Sorry. And then we click Save. It's going to tell me I have to enter a thank you page. And again, we have thank you pages that you can just use right in Lead Pages. Click OK. Click OK. I'm going to save it. And now, click Publish and View Page. Here we have it. So again, you could link to this. You could link to it from simple from your WordPress, from your Squarespace site, whatever you use. You just link right to this page, or you could put it as a tab on Facebook. A lot of people are really crushing it with Facebook tabs for webinars. Or you could upload it to your own server. You just download the HTML and do it that way. But these webinar registration pages are just really, really crushing it. And because the opt-in form integration is integrated both with your email provider and with GoToWebinar, they get added to your list and they get added to the webinar registrants. So it just makes it so awesome, and you build your list so quickly. So here's kind of the process. Do one webinar, every 2 weeks to a month. All right. So every 2 weeks to a month. And, again, I just recommend you do them live. They convert better, and you can directly answer people's questions. And so, again, you do it that way. And this is such an awesome opportunity to talk directly with your customers in a live setting. And for your first one, just do a Q&A. You don't have to, do anything crazy. Just do Q&A. It'll get you used to doing it. It'll grow your list, and it'll help you build partnerships. So, and here's, by the way, when you're setting this up, since we're going through our system, set up the resource guide landing page. They get immediately sent that resource guide. Then the first email sends them to a lesson 3 days after that. 3 days later, they get the next lesson. 3 days later, they get the next lesson. And after that third email, that's when you ask people to sign up for your webinar. And again, you can just do Q&A for that first one. Okay? So again, it makes it really simple, and we're putting this together into a really simple system. Okay, and so a couple of testimonials about this. FYI, your webinar registration template converted higher than any webinar page we've ever used. We've gotten registration rates as high as 60% before, but this one topped out at 74% and average 65% registration rate. Such an awesome template. Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer Lab said, a few weeks ago I held a webinar and the registration page converted at 72%. This was by far the highest converting landing page I've ever tested. Confession, I didn't design it, and neither did my webmaster, but I was able to make it in about 3 minutes using Lead Pages. And Lead Pages creates way more than just webinar pages. I'm able to create squeeze pages, thank you pages, video pages, and more in just a few minutes. Samantha Hartley said, by the way, when we switched from our old page to this one, we doubled our conversion rate. And Andy Andrews said, we also got 70+% conversion with that template. I guess this means my copy is as good as Ryan Dice's. He. Can't blame me for dreaming. So again, webinar registration pages absolutely convert. So the fourth page that I'm going to recommend that you get set up is your sales page. All right, so we're going to talk about your sales page. And let me show you my favorite sales page inside of Lead Pages so I can show you the best, the reason why it converts so well. So we're going to do video sales page 3. All right, and this is really awesome. So you can, obviously you can go in and change your logo, right? So I'll grab, we'll do Lead Pages. We'll use the Lead Pages logo, nice and small. All right, and so we're going to click OK. And obviously you can change the headline, right? You can change any of this copyright here. I'm going to grab a video to put in here. Copy embed code. We'll put this video. All right, and change this to 857. Change this to 482. All right, and so what we have here, this is something super unique and really incredible. So this area of the page is this is called a magic buy button. Okay, this highlighted area right here that I keep highlighting. So this is called a magic buy button, which is a term coined by Ryan Dice. And so you can set it up so that this area of the page only appears during the call to action in your video. So let's say you're a business consultant or you're a life coach or something like that. And you spend the first 3 minutes of your sales video explaining who you are, your credentials, your philosophy, and then the last 2 minutes you explain your offer. So you explain how much it costs, what they get with it, what your guarantee is, stuff like that. So when you can set it up so that this area of the page only appears during that last minute or two when you're explaining your offer. So I'll actually show you how this works. So let's set this up. So we're going to set it for 12 seconds. So it comes in at 12 seconds. And that means that this area will come onto the page at about 12 seconds after it loads. So I'm going to call this John C. Sales page. There we go. Click save. Not going to track my conversions. We're doing publish. Oh, it's got to save. Sorry. All right. Now we're clicking publish. And I'm going to view the page. So 12 seconds after this page loads, you are absolutely going to see that pop up. So watch this. All right. We're clicking play. Video's playing. Somebody's watching. Clay bouncing around. All right. And so we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. And voila. Okay. And so again, this says about 10 seconds because, you know, this comes from when the page loads. So about 10 seconds in, this pops up. And let me tell you why this works so well. Ryan Dice said, magic buy buttons. When it comes to variables that whisper, rarely do you find one that doubles conversions. But the magic buy button does. When the order button isn't visible when the prospect first arrives, your video sales page looks like regular content, not a sales page. But then when your video sales letter reaches its call to action, shazam, your buy button magically appears, but prospects have kept an open mind throughout your video. So when you only display this button here, when you get to the call to action in your video, people have kept an open mind throughout the video. They're not clicking around, checking prices and prejudging it. They're waiting until you're at that part in the video when you're actually closing the sale, and that's when the button comes up. And Ryan Dice found that it doubles conversions. So we really like these kind of sales pages. And so really quick, a bunch of people are saying, like, I'm really not a techie. You know, what I need to know if I had to type 857 482. I see what you're saying, and I think I confused you. So all I was talking about there is when you're going to put the video in here, all you do is you're going to right-click and click copy embed code. And then you go to the video here, and you just paste the code in here. But this tells you what to do. So it says recommended size of video with 857, height 482. So all it's doing is it's telling you when you see these numbers up here, just change those. All right. So you're just going to change that to 857, and you change this one to 482. So no, you don't need to know this stuff. I'm not a techie either. I'm just following along down here. So that makes it really easy for you. A lot of people saying, wow, that's great. That's awesome. And so it says the buy button displays in 12 seconds, even if you pause it. Yes, that's correct. All right, so you see that now. All right, so very, very simple. And so the 4 pages again, oh, I'm sorry. Ralph Quintero said, you're in a Team Rock. I signed up earlier, within a couple minutes, had my video sales page up. Okay. So the 4 pages are, number 1, the resource guide opt-in page, number 2, the lesson page, number 3, the webinar registration page, and number 4, the video sales page. And so I want to talk about why we created lead pages. So we created lead pages because we wanted to level the playing field. We saw so many amazing entrepreneurs that were getting crushed by marketing organizations that did nothing other than obsess about their marketing and neglecting their product. And so we saw so many entrepreneurs like you guys putting their heart and soul into their product, but who didn't have the resources of the large marketing organizations and didn't have the resources of advanced marketers. And so we wanted to create a marketing platform where people could have access to the best performing marketing tactics that worked right out of the box, so that we could have this marketing lab that you could use to instantly deploy marketing materials that worked. And this means that you don't have to spend all your time working on marketing, because we want entrepreneurs like you to spend your time creating value for the world instead of trying to spend every last minute of your life marketing. So we created lead pages because we wanted people to spend more time on their products and not get crushed by these marketing organizations. And we've definitely done that, and people are getting amazing results. So today, I want to offer you the opportunity to join this group of entrepreneurs that's embarking on this journey. that's going to be creating these 4 pages and creating these video background opt-in pages and all this stuff. And so, um, I've got a whole list of bonuses for people who join us today at leadpages.net/John Chow. And so you've got to register. I'm sorry. Whew. You have got to join us at leadpages.net/John Chow while this webinar is going on. And I'm going to show you some amazing bonuses that I'm going to be offering you. And John, I don't think I've even told you about some of these bonuses. So the first thing that I'm going to be offering is a beautiful resource guide lead magnet for your business. So remember when I said that somebody opts in on a page like this, and they're sent a list of resources like this. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to have our top designer create this lead magnet for you. So all you have to do is you send us your list of resources, and we'll create a beautiful resource guide for you that lists all the resources that you want to tell your market about. So we'll have our top designer do this for you. You just send us the list of resources. So you could have it look beautiful like this, or a really nice page like this, but we're going to design that for you when you get lead pages by going to leadpages.net/John Chow. Okay? And so, by the way, somebody says, I don't have a list of 300 people yet. I've got to learn about getting traffic after I get a landing page. My suggestion, get the landing page up and then learn how to get the traffic, because what will happen is you'll get traffic, but you won't have an optimized landing page, and the traffic means nothing, right? So you want to have that landing page up. But anyway, so that's the first bonus. The second bonus is you'll get our webinar course. And so we are going to, in this webinar course, it's going to show you how to get people to register for webinars. It talks about how to line up joint venture partners for webinars. It talks about the technology to use, how to lay out and script your webinars, how to follow up after your webinars to create webinar replays. It talks about all these things, and it's an amazing resource. And so we used to sell this for 2 years for $197. So it's $197 value. The next thing, and I'm really excited about this, John, is that when you join us and get lead pages on this webinar by going to leadpages.net/John Chow, what we're going to do is we'll actually look at 5 landing pages that you've created with lead pages. We'll critique your copy. We'll tell you how to rewrite the copy, how to redesign them. And in a lot of cases, we'll actually rewrite the copy for you. Actually, in most cases, we'll rewrite the copy for you. So we'll look at 5 landing pages. And with about 16,000 customers now, we have seen the highest converting landing page in just about every industry. So we'll have a good idea of what's working best in your industry and why it's working. So we'll critique your page. We'll give you personalized coaching on your specific landing pages to up the conversion rate. And so this alone is worth the cost of lead pages. So the next thing we'll do is we'll give you our landing page course. So we have an entire course on how to create landing pages, how to think about them, how to write copy for them. And you don't necessarily need to take this because we're going to look at those 5 landing pages for you. But in case you want to learn it for yourself, we have an entire course about how to create landing pages that you'll get if you buy in this webinar at leadpages.net/John Chow. And we'll also give you something called the pre-sell formula. Now, the pre-sell formula is amazing. It's a course on how to build a list with your audience and then pre-sell a product to them before you've even created it. So it's about how to build a list and then co-create a product with that list. Have your list tell you the product to create and then pre-sell it to them to fund the creation of your product so that your product is profitable before you've even started working on it. So here are a couple of quick testimonials from people that have gone through the pre-sell formula. This lady, she's called the Sleep Lady. She did this on a list. She built 750 people from nothing and generated $71,000 before she ever even had a product. All right, this guy, Alpha Chimp, he teaches people how to draw on whiteboards. He made $45,000 in a few months without even having a product. So again, we're going to give all of these bonuses to you, including the pre-sale formula, when you sign up for lead pages by going to leadpages.net/John Chow. All right. And so there are a whole lot. Let me just recap that really quickly. So with lead pages, you get the landing pages, right, in lead pages, right? So you get the resource guide landing page, to get the opt-ins, right? So you get the resource guide landing pages to get the opt-ins. And then we're going to create that resource guide for you. So we're going to make it look all nice and beautiful. So you get the landing page, you get the lead magnet to give to people. Then after they opt in, we show you how to create a webinar for them. We'll critique the landing pages for doing the webinar and for building your list. We'll give you a course on how to make your landing pages better. And then we'll show you how to take that list you're building and pre-sell a course or a product or something to them so it's profitable before you even start creating it, so you know it's going to make money. Okay? And so there are a lot of questions, but I want to answer a few, a few different things. The first question is, people are saying, I'm going to leadpages.net/John Chow, and it's just taking me to the homepage. And that's actually correct. So that's exactly what should happen. So leadpages.net/John Chow. And so what's going to happen, you go to leadpages.net/John Chow, and it should take you to the homepage. And what that's doing is it's actually tagging you so you can get the bonuses, all right? So you can get the bonuses, all right? So if you go to leadpages.net/John Chow, it tags you to get the bonuses. Another question I'm seeing really frequently is, how much does it cost and how do I purchase? So again, you go to leadpages.net/John Chow. It'll take you to this page, and you click this button that says click here to get lead pages now. So you click that. And so which version should you get? I'm going to recommend that you go ahead and click annual and get our standard annual plan. You can always upgrade to the pro plan later, but the reason I recommend the standard annual plan is in order to get the bonuses, you have to get one of our annual plans to get the bonuses. But not only that, but when you get the standard annual plan, you're going to be saving 30%. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee with either one of the annual plans. So worst case scenario is you sign up for lead pages, you try it out, you don't like it, and you get all of your money back. But best case scenario, you love it, you save 30%, and you get all of these bonuses because you signed up at leadpages.net/John Chow. Okay, so again, I'm going to recommend the standard annual plan, but you only get the bonuses when you get one of the annual plans. So somebody says, I still don't have a website. Do I need a website first? No, you don't need a website first. What I would recommend is be sure to get your landing page up so you can start collecting emails. And then while you're building your website, you're still collecting emails and building your list. All right. I'm starting at 0. Same thing. I would definitely recommend you go ahead and do this. Okay. So let's see. Somebody said, can these bonuses be used in the future? Yes. So in order to get the bonuses and use them in the future, go to leadpages.net/John Chow. Sign up for lead pages, and then when you do that, you can actually just request the landing page critiques or the resource guide opt-in bribe later. So you can do that. That's not a problem. So I'm checking around. Let's see. So I at least need something like Aweber, right? Yep, you want to get something like Aweber or MailChimp, whatever you prefer. All right. So somebody said, how good is your customer service? Our customer service is unbelievable. You'll see a ton of people saying that, we have some of the best customer service on the internet. So absolutely. I'm assuming Lead Pages integrates with GetResponse. Yes, that's correct. We do. All right, so a whole lot of questions obviously coming through, and a lot of people really excited. I appreciate that. So again, make sure that I'm seeing a whole bunch of people signing up for Lead Pages, and I just want to say really quick, thanks to Renee J, Fabio R, Brad W, and Howard R. There's so many people. I can't get to all of you, but I just want to say thank you for signing up for Lead Pages. And so again, to get these bonuses, you have to sign up at leadpages.net/John Chow. Somebody says, how many emails should I have ready to go? It depends what you're asking about. So if you're talking about the lesson course, I would recommend you have at least 6 of those emails that can go out. So get Lead Pages, go ahead and get in the background and just build those emails that can go out, and you'll be all set to go. I'm a newbie. Where do we place our opt-in page? So there's a lot of different places. A lot of people are actually making it their homepage so that when somebody goes to your page, it's the first thing they see and they opt in. And then when they're done, it will send them to your homepage. What I would recommend is maybe make it a welcome gate. So let me show you what I mean by a welcome gate. So let me show you that now. So if you were to go to conversion. Oh, sorry. conversioncast.com/WP admin. Don't go to this page with me. Obviously, you won't be able to log in, but I'm going to show you what it means. So when you're in lead pages and you go add new, you use this plugin. Um, you set a welcome gate. What a welcome gate does is it means that only the first time somebody comes to your page, they will see one of the landing pages. So they might see like this page with the girl or whatever you want, only the first time they come to your page. So then they opt in and it will forward them off to your page. So the welcome gate is a really cool tool, or you can set it as your home page or just as a normal page on your website. All right, so however you want to do that. Let's see, we got a whole bunch of questions. Let's see. Bear with me. I'm going through and trying not to answer the same question a bunch of times. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much. How long will this offer be available? As long as John and I hang on this webinar. Yep. This bonus lasts for while we're on the webinar. So leadpages.net/John Chow. You're doing a fantastic job. Cheers. You said thanks. That's awesome. You said customer service is wonderful, but you didn't clarify if we would talk to a real person. Yes, you would talk to a real person. Does this mean we have to have a website? No, you don't have to have a website. So let me show you how you could do this if you didn't have a website. So when you were done building your page, all you do is click publish. And now here is this page. So this is actually on the internet. You could direct people here. I would recommend you get a website, but don't wait to get a website to get lead pages, because you want to be collecting emails from right away from day zero. So this page is already live on the internet. All right. Any WordPress themes that lead pages doesn't work well with? No, lead pages actually integrates, or I'm sorry, lead pages coexist with other tools with all WordPress themes, because lead pages is not a WordPress plugin. It's a web app that has a WordPress plugin to make it easy to publish to your page. So yep, it works with any theme. Let's see. So somebody said, can I use this with client domains? So yes, we have an unlimited policy. And so what that means is you can get unlimited traffic, you can create unlimited pages, and you can use them on an unlimited number of domains, including client domains. So one of our clients actually recently told us they got a web design client, and that client wanted them to double their conversion rate. So they ended up using lead pages right out of the box and tripling the conversion rate for the client. So it was really a win-win-win. The client won because they got a tripled conversion rate. Our customer won because they got a 5-figure contract out of it. And we won because we helped more people. So that's super exciting. Again, I want to thank a few more people that have joined us at Lead Pages. So Jamie J, thank you so much for joining us. Renee F, I'm not sure if I thanked you yet, so thank you so much. I can't pronounce that. Shahid, thank you for joining us. Garen K, thank you for joining us at Lead Pages. Really appreciate that. Again, please be sure, guys, that you are signing up using that link, leadpages.net/John Chow. Let's see. Those lesson pages. Does Lead Pages do the automated distribution or the autoresponder? Yep, you're going to want to set that up through your autoresponder. How about if I'm new and don't have a product yet? Yeah, no problem. So I always recommend, if you're thinking about getting into any kind of internet business, you still want to be collecting email addresses, because you can always market to that list later once you have a product. All right. I already have Lead Pages, but this webinar has been the most helpful in letting me know what steps I need to be doing. That's awesome. I'm so glad, so glad that I could be helping you. John and I, that was kind of our goal, was to help everybody, whether or not you're a Lead Pages customer. We wanted to help everybody to be able to do this. And you can implement all this stuff in your business, even if you don't have Lead Pages. It's still, this is all valuable. It's just Lead Pages makes it so much easier. Somebody says, I'm trying to sign up at leadpages.net/John Chow, but it keeps reverting back to the products page. So yep, that's exactly what it should be doing. So when you go to leadpages.net/John Chow, it's going to take you back to the home page of Lead Pages. You're going to click here to get lead pages now, and then go ahead and order. That's just tagging you so you get the bonuses. Just make sure that you get the annual version. Okay.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, can you explain to the listeners after they order, how do they get the bonus?
Yep. So it's actually, we have this new process. So it's actually just tagging you right away. And we're going to be sending you an email within the next 24 to 48 hours with your bonuses.
Ah, okay. Awesome.
Yep. We used to have to make you like send in an email, but
Yeah,
now,
yeah, I remember that.
yep, now it's automated, which is awesome. If I don't have a product yet, what do I say in my emails that should be ready to go once people opt in? Well, you may not have a product, but you probably know at least the business that you're going to get into. So you can focus all of your emails, you can focus your opt-in page on what you're going to be doing. Somebody says is Lead Player Extra. What is Lead Player? Lead Player is actually not a product around that's around anymore. It was something that we had out for a little while, but we don't actually sell it anymore, so you don't have to worry about it. Thanks for the webinar. Somebody said, so how do I get the recording? Yep. So what's going to happen is we've made note of everybody who stuck around this long, and we're going to be sending you an email in the next 24 to 48 hours with a link for the replay for the webinar. So awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the person that said, any ideas for sending my readers for Kindle to buy my books? I've got a great page that I want to show you. It's one of my favorites. Let me show you that right now. So this is a new one. This is super awesome. So here is a great book sales page. So look at how awesome this is, right? So you get a cover of your book right here. You get the buy it now link, so Amazon, Kobo, Nook, right? And then you got all the social proof, and then a little bit about you. I mean, this page is awesome. It's such a beautiful page. So you could use that one for your book, or you could do. Let's see. There's a couple of really good ones. Where's the other one? Here's a really great one. This Pat Flynn helped us design this one. This is awesome. So you get your book here, and what you could do is you could like give away a free chapter from the book right here, and all these links take you to other spots on the page, right? So you could do about, so you could do a little bit about the book, make a little video. Again, you could just like, here's a little glimpse inside the book, a little bit about you, and then right here there are links to buy the book from like Amazon or Barnes and Noble. These are awesome pages. Somebody said, "Can I use PayPal?" Nope, we actually don't. We don't use PayPal. Can you put in one more bonus, please? Recording of this webinar. Yep, we're going to include that already. Yep, so we'll be sending that out in the next couple of days. Absolutely. And really quick, again, I want to thank a few more people. I think I thanked Jamie J, but John W, thank you so much. Andre S, thank you so much for joining us. Jordan M, thank you very much for joining us. You guys are very thorough, and what an enjoyable webinar. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, somebody wants to ask you something, John. Go ahead and ask. Let's see. My first time ever in a webinar. Great experience. Thank you. I congratulate myself for staying until 2:25 in the morning. Wow. I congratulate you too. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love it. Let's see. How much is it to upgrade from standard to pro annual? So what happens is when you upgrade, it's actually you're going to pay the new price, so the pro annual plan, and then you would get a refund for whatever the prorated amount would be. Let's see. You're welcome, David. That's awesome. I'm not sure what some of these mean. So it's the annual plan. It's just an annual plan. So it's once a year. That's all that is. So I'm trying to answer questions. I probably should call out the questions, right? Let's see. I want to make sure I get through all of these. What is the ideal amount of emails I should have in my follow-up autoresponder sequence? So I'm going to recommend you have at least 6 that can go out, because that way you give people the opportunity to kind of grow with you, and continue to learn from you, but they also get kind of pushed to buy from you. Somebody said, thanks, Tim and John. Awesome content. What subdomain should I pick if I want to use for several businesses? I would use something that's really kind of generic. So, like, if your name was, let's say your name was like, my name's Timothy Mark Page. So I could do like tmpenterprises.leadpages.net or like TMP Enterprises 123, right? So you just make it really generic. That way it could apply to any business. And again, I'm just kind of going through the questions. So if I get quiet for a minute, just know I'm just looking at your questions and making sure that I get to answer all of them. I want to make sure that everybody's questions get answered and everything. Let's see. John, is there anything that I didn't show that that you were hoping that I would show everybody?
Oh, yeah. One of the cool thing I saw on Lead Pages that Lead Pages offer is the customized 404 page, and previously before, how WordPress work when you hit a page that doesn't exist, it gives you a default 404 page.
Yeah.
And using Lead Pages, I was able to create a custom 404 page, and you can see that johnchow.com/404. So if somebody maybe I don't no longer have the page, somebody linked to the wrong URL or something, instead of getting the full 404 page, they now get this 404 page, and I'm capturing the email address if they land on a page that does not exist.
Right. I love this 404 page. And here's the thing. You could do something like this with or without Lead Pages. Like, you don't need Lead Pages to do this. You
But
could
it's so
hire,
much easier with Lead Pages.
yeah,
So much easier.
yeah, you could go out and hire a developer, find somebody on Elance, give them access to your website, let them go in and program it, make sure it looks really nice, test it for conversion, all that. Or you could use this page like John's got set up, or I'll show you the one for ConversionCast. So conversioncast.com/ I just banged my head on the keyboard, right? And this is nice, pop up before you leave, right? So I just conversioncast.com/ bang my head on the keyboard. Here's the one for ConversionCast, right? So what this does is it allows you to optimize and get something out of traffic that would otherwise miss it. And let me show you how to get this on your site, right? So here's how easy it is to get a 404 page on your site. All you do is you make this page in Lead Pages. You make the 404 page. You go into your Lead Pages WordPress app, and then you just go to 404 page and pick the landing page you want and click publish. So now anytime somebody goes to yourwebsite.com/ something that's not there, it's going to take them to that 404 page. Great call. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I check my logs, and I find that approximately 200 people a day hit a 404 page on my blog, and I did not know that. I did not know before, and the 404 page is converting at, well, let's see, check here. Looks like around 20%. So that 404 page, that's giving me 40 opt-ins every single day that I would not have had because if I didn't install that page.
John, that's amazing. Wow, yeah. I love that. And another quick thank you to, oh man, I'm really bad with names. Mint, MYINT. Thank you for joining us at Lead Pages. And Lisa F, thank you for joining us. So yeah, great comments and great questions. Somebody said, please explain the bonus for today again. Absolutely. So the bonus, if you have to sign up at leadpages.net/John Chow before John and I hop off this webinar. And what you're going to get is a resource guide lead magnet created for you. So something like this or like this, all you do is you send us the list that you want, and we'll actually design it. Our top designer will design something nice like this for you. You'll get our webinar course on how to do webinars, how to host them, how to invite people to them, how to set up webinar replays. We'll critique 5 of your landing pages, so we'll help you write the copy. We'll rewrite the copy for you. We'll tell you what to change in your design. I really do believe this is worth the cost of Lead Pages alone. Our landing page course, which tells you how to set up great landing pages in Lead Pages, tells you how to write copy for them, how to design them. And the pre-sale formula, which is a course that tells you how to build a list and then to co-create a product with that list so that you can have a profitable product before you've ever even built it. So somebody here says, I must have missed something. The lesson pages will be in the email I send through Aweber as an embed or somewhere else. No, so what I do is I actually send out an email that says, it's got an intriguing subject line. They open up the email, and then the email says something along the lines of, I've got something awesome for you today. Um, I've put together this amazing video that's going to help you with X, Y, and Z. Here's part one of the course, and you link to it, and then they go link to that page in lead pages. Somebody said, I got here a little late. What subscription do I have to buy to get the bonuses for today that you've been showing on the screen? So it has to be either one of the annual plans. So what that means is when you go to leadpages.net/John Chow, you're going to go to click here to get lead pages now. And then just change this radio button, just change it to annual billing and pick either one of these plans, the standard annual or pro annual. I recommend starting with the standard annual because you can always upgrade to pro later. But with the standard annual, it's a great place to start. You save 30% off, you get a 30-day money back guarantee, and you get all the bonuses. Let's see. So we don't design the opt-in pages for you. We've got them all designed already. But you want custom graphics? No, we don't do that. Let's see. Do I need to install anything in WordPress to integrate lead pages in WordPress? So all you need to do to integrate lead pages into WordPress is just upload our WordPress plugin. You just install the WordPress plugin, and then that makes it easy. But you don't even have to do that. Like, for example, one thing that a lot of people do is instead of just using the WordPress plugin, I'm going to show you that right now. What you could do is you could set up just a pretty link, right? So you could add a pretty link and just have it link to whatever the URL that lead pages gives. So question for John Chow. Myself, let me read this before I read it out loud. Let's see.
I already replied to them.
Oh, okay, great. Does the landing page course include some copywriting tips? Yes, it sure does. Absolutely. Bonus offered for what? For too short a time frame? Yeah, it's just while we're on the webinar.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of minutes. If anybody else is in the middle of signing up right now, let us know. So we'll stick around to make sure you get your bonuses because I don't want anybody to get cut off from their bonuses. So Johnny L, thanks so much for joining us. Got another John. I love it. Thanks for joining us. But we are going to sign off in just a few minutes here. And I want to say, John, your audience is awesome. Like, you have an amazing audience of just really cool people. And
really cool.
yeah, I'm really grateful for you for for having me here and letting me talk to them about this stuff. All right. So yeah, so we've got just about another 30 seconds and then we're going to sign out of here. So I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks for being such an awesome audience and for being just so cool and welcoming to me. I really appreciate that. I hope that you're going to go and immediately implement this stuff to see changes in your business. Don't let this be like, just a replacement for a movie or, something on TV, but just, let this be something that makes an impact in your life and your business. So somebody says, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to buy right now. No problem. Yep, I'll definitely wait for you. Thank you. People are saying thank you for this great webinar. Don't forget about how we can get the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said that. So you're going to get an email in the next 24 to 48 hours with details about the recording. So we made note of everybody who was sticking around for that. Let's see. I'm signing up now. Stick around. Okay, there's a bunch of you still signing up. So I will not cut you off. No problem. I'm not going to cut you off. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And my kiddo's screaming in the background. He's loud. He just wants to be a part of this webinar so bad. He heard all the positive feedback and said he wants to be a part of it. Jeff M, thank you so much for joining us. There's just so many people. I know that I couldn't get to everybody. So I'm really, really grateful for that. And so let me take this moment just really quick. I'd love to show you another one of the really one of my favorite pages in Lead Pages. So don't worry about it if you're signing up right now. No worries. Take your time. And somebody said, "Congrats on the baby." Thank you. I really appreciate that. And yes, so every one of the pages has a video attached that tells you how to use it. All right, so it tells you how to do it. Somebody said, "I want to clarify there will be no issues in 30 days if I decide I don't want to use it a full credit." Yes, you get your money back. No questions asked. It's a full money back guarantee. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I can vouch for these guys. Your customer service among the best I've ever seen.
I thank you. We really appreciate that. We go really far to make sure that our customer service is awesome. So I'll show you just a couple of other things. So some of my favorite opt-in pages, you're going to see like this page right here. It's so simple, right? I mean, I'll even open it up. Like this is unbelievable that this stuff converts so incredibly well, but it's based on so much testing. So you just put like your guide right here. So just a cover, you could even take this and just kind of adapt it to make it your own. And then it gives you the pop-up, right? The lead box. We call this the lead box. And by the way, if you're concerned about where you want to put that, let's say you just want to put a link somewhere on your page, right? So here's what you could do. You go to lead boxes and you can actually create a lead box. So create new lead box. And what this does is this gives you a link so where you make this, and it gives you basically a pop-up opt-in box that you can put anywhere on your site. All right. So this is awesome. You literally just have to have a little bit of code. You put it into the link and it automatically pops up. It's one of my favorite features of lead pages. I use, I use lead boxes everywhere. All right. So I think lead boxes are just incredible. They may be my favorite feature of lead pages.
Yeah, I've been using lead boxes in all my blog posts. Like when in blog post I said, "Hey, I wrote a new ebook. Download it here." And when you click on this download here, instead of taking them to the landing page, the lead box just pops up, and they can enter the name and email address right there to get my ebook, and they stay on my blog. They don't leave my blog. They stay on my blog, and they get the lead box. They get the the opt-in box show popping right up.
Yep.
It's a fantastic
Absolutely.
feature. Yeah.
Absolutely. Somebody said, "Can you explain again how the 404 works?" Yeah, so the 404 basically you set it up so that on your site, it's there so that if somebody goes to a page that is not like a real page, so if they were to go to like yoursite.com slash, I just made up this URL, that's obviously not a real page, so it would take them to a 404 page. And all you do is in WordPress, you go to lead pages, add new, and you go to 404 page and you just set whatever the 404 page you designed was. All right. And so then it'll automatically do it. And by the way, so you can see it, I'll show you the 404 page. It's right in lead pages. It is right. Where did it go? There it is. So it's right here. So you just use the 404 page. And here it is. So you can change all this stuff to be whatever you want. You can change the book cover. You can change the copy here. Or you can just kind of leave most of it the same, just change the cover and the copy, and then you're good. And then somebody can opt in. So the 404 page is awesome. It's such a cool feature, and it's powerful. I mean, like you mentioned, you're getting so many opt-ins. Can I pay now and pause my usage till I'm ready? Well, you can pay now and get your bonuses and stuff. But like if you're asking, so can you get your bonuses later when you're feeling, like when you've got some stuff set up? Yeah, you can definitely get your bonuses later, get your critiques later, get your resource guide created later. That would be fine. Yeah, that's no problem. I don't remember if I thanked Joel. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sign off right now. And so you've got probably the next 5 to 10 minutes once we sign off. Just make sure you sign up at leadpages.net/John Chow to get those bonuses. And we'll be able to give you these courses, give you your critiques, create your resource guide landing page. But again, thanks to everybody so much for being here. John, thanks for having me, and have an awesome night.
Yeah, you too, Tim. Thank you for giving us such amazing value tonight. Yeah, it's been an amazing webinar, and judging by the feedback I'm seeing on the chat window here, everyone loved it. So, to everybody, like I said, the bonus will be open for the next 5 to 10 minutes if you still want to order after we sign off. But in the meantime, thanks once again, Tim. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and everyone else, thank you for attending. And in the next 24 hours, check your email because you will be getting a replay of this webinar. It will be automatically sent. And for those of you who have ordered, you'll also be getting a email from Lead Pages concerning your bonus and how to claim that. And if Tim, you don't have anything else to add, I think we'll end it now.
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and end it now. So thanks, everybody. Have an awesome night. See you later.
Good night.